Have you ever walked into your kitchen or your living room and you've seen this? Little ants running around? In this video, I'm going to show you a natural formula that you could use at home to get rid of these ants, and it'll cost you just a couple of bucks. So ants usually send a representative, what's known as a scout, and that scout ant looks for things that they could use for food in the ant colony. In this case, a scout ant showed up, found something they liked, and then more ants showed up the next day. So now, to get rid of these ants organically, I'm gonna just walk you through this simple formula. So we're gonna use borax, which is a detergent booster that you could find in any laundry aisle, and sugar. We're gonna mix borax and we're gonna mix a little bit of sugar. We want the ants to take our formula back to the ant colony as food, and by doing so, they're gonna kill off the ant colony. I'm gonna show you a couple of different ways to do this. The first way is just by creating that mixture simple, borax and sugar. And the ratio is you want half a cup of sugar mixed with 1.5 tablespoons of borax. That's it, just mix the two and make sure they're really mixed together well so the borax is masked with the sugar. We want the ants to take the borax, and the sugar helps with that because then they get confused and they're assuming they're taking the sugar, but they're taking the borax, which will kill them. You could always increase the amount of borax if this formula doesn't work for you. It worked really well for me, but I know some people like to use equal parts borax and sugar, or use 1 part borax, 3 parts sugar. So the formula could always change if it's not working for you, but it worked really well for me, and that volume of sugar worked really well to attract the ants. And there was enough borax in there to kill them. So I'm just sprinkling the little bit of the mixture on the counter where the ants are here in the kitchen. And hopefully you get the same result. The ants just showed up and started taking the sugar borax mixture here. So this ended up happening the next day. There weren't a lot of ants, so the few ants that were there weren't taking the sugar mixture right away, but they did take it the next day. If you have a very clear ant trail and you could trace that back to the ant colony, this is a good place to put that, or anywhere along that ant trail. In this case, they were just kind of spread out and there was no way to clearly figure out where the ants were coming from. So putting them somewhere where the other ants were present made sense. The second option that also works very well is soaking your mixture into a bunch of cotton balls that you could get in a bag, and then using those around where you see the ants, and that will kill them also because they will come and take the mixture out of the cotton balls. So the same formula applies, half a cup of sugar and 1.5 tablespoons of borax. The formula doesn't have to be that precise as long as the sugar masks the borax. So you could do 2 tablespoons if you like. And then you'll need boiling water and you need cotton balls. These are the cotton balls I used. You just buy them at a local store and they cost less than $1 usually. Now get a cup of water and boil it any way you like. I'll use a microwave to boil it, but you could do this in a kettle or a pot. Next, I'm going to use a jar and I'm going to use the boiling water and my mixture and mix the two together. If you have a jar that has a cap, you could do it by shaking it, or you could just use a spoon, but make sure you mix it really well because we want the borax and the sugar to really blend. Next, take your cotton balls and soak them in the mixture. If the water is still too hot and boiling, make sure you don't use your hand and use a tweezer to grab the cotton balls, but make sure they're well soaked. Then begin placing them by all around the infected area. So if you see the ant trails or you see anywhere where you see 1 or 2 ants, make sure you put one of these there. And if you have any pets and you think your pets would somehow get into this, make sure you put them on counters and not in a place where your pets could reach them. So I had a visitor within a few minutes of putting the cotton ball down, and this ant started taking the mixture, and within a couple of days of this happening, I didn't see any more ants. So hopefully the same works for you. So try either formula or try both, and hopefully within a couple of days you won't have any more ants. I'm going to include link in description below to everything I used in both of these formulas. If you've tried this formula or you have other natural formulas that have worked for you in the past, please leave us a comment, let everyone else know what's worked well for you, and subscribe to our channel for a lot more how-to videos on home improvement and a lot more. Thanks for watching.